Gunshots ring out nearly every day in one Minneapolis neighborhood. The trauma it's causing has pushed one community group to show up at hotspots demanding action to end the violence. The city of Minneapolis considers the shootings a public health issue. Reg Chapman reports on what's being done to make the community safer.
Crowds gathered in several spots across North Minneapolis considered breeding grounds for gun violence.
This sign represents the businesses in our community who are complicit in the violence that's happening in our community, masquerading as corner stores. These are the primary locations where our kids are hanging out, where they're fighting, where they're dealing drugs, buying drugs, shooting dice, and eventually shooting and killing each other.
Lisa, man. Lisa Clemens, man. Lisa Clemens, man. You've been formally disqualified for Mom of the Year, man. You was doing so well, too, man. Lisa, it's not the corner store fault. You think the people who own that corner store want your kids hanging out in front of it? They would do anything for you to get your kids out in front of their corner store. Lisa Clemens. Those people would do anything. Okay? If they had 3 wishes. If the genie came and said you get 3 wishes, one of them wishes would be that your kids would get the hell from the front of their corner store. And they'd use the other 2 wishes. I guess on having all the money in the world and being the most beautiful person in the world. But one of them wishes would be get these goddamn sisters, get these sisters' kids from the hell in front of my corner store. So they can go shoot and fight and kill each other somewhere else. Because that's going to happen anyway. Okay? That part of it, that's the constant. Okay? The variable is the store, the place. Whether it's the store, whether it's an amusement park, whether it's a club, the library, a pool, rec center. Those are variables. The constant is the violence that come with your kids. So, try again, Miss Clemens. Wrong answer.
Crowds gathered in several spots across North Minneapolis considered breeding grounds for gun violence.
This sign represents the businesses in our community who are complicit in the violence that's happening in our community, masquerading as corner stores. These are the primary locations where our kids are hanging out, where they're fighting, where they're dealing drugs, buying drugs, shooting dice, and eventually shooting and killing each other.
Oh yeah, Lisa, don't forget on your list. As you going down on your list, don't forget robbing customers, harassing customers, littering, menacing customers, shoplifting. There's a few things you left off your list, Lisa Clemens.
Lisa Clemens says talking about the issue is over. Her plan is to attack the issue at its core by showing up to disperse the crowds.
I'm talking about a wall of mothers blocking your business because you don't understand the pain we feel as mothers when we bury those children because you continue to make a profit off of our poverty.
We regard violence as a public health issue and think of it as something that's preventable and are working on doing that through our Office of Violence Prevention.
Beginning June 1st, the city will roll out its plan of attack.
It's a both and. We want to help people have less traumatic lives by reducing the violence, but also help people to deal with the trauma that they are experiencing.
Plans include using violence interrupters, as well as other organizations the city has funded to address trauma in communities across the city. But for Clemens, too many lives are being lost to wait. She is calling for community help to put her plan into play.
It's time for mothers in the community to come out of their house and take back that community for their kids and for future generations. We need fathers to come and build a wall of protection around the mothers while we fight for our children. That's what we need from them.
Reg Chapman, WCCO 4 News.
Clemens says her immediate plan includes asking store owners how they plan to invest in the youth instead of harboring what she calls their bad actions.
I want to think that this woman's heart is in the right place, that she not just trying to get a check for a 501c3. That she not just trying to start a nonprofit and get some funding from the government. Because you know nothing's going to stop this, man, but locking up criminals, man. It's the only way to stop crime, man, is to lock up criminals. A city's crime rate is directly proportional to its black population. So the higher the black population, the higher the city's crime rate. And that starts in the home. So, man, Lisa, you might want to get the mothers together, which is a good start. I ain't mad at you for getting the mothers together, but when you get them together, man, you might not want to block the interest to the hard-working business owners that's trying to recover from a pandemic and badmouth them and call them killers and call them complicit in the killing of your kids. You may want to start a tutoring farm or something, man. Get these kids together on weekends learning, drilling them in math, science, engineering, and technology, man. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't got all the answers, but I know this ain't it. It's like on the SAT. It's like spell cat. A is D-O-G. Well, you know it ain't A. I might not know how to spell cat, but I know you don't spell it D-O-G. So I don't have all the answers, Lisa, but I know this ain't it.
We have very sad news to report. The little girl shot Monday night in North Minneapolis has died. Anaya Allen was only 6 years old. She was shot in the head while sitting in a vehicle.
I've been telling y'all, send me a story of a little white kid dying like this. Don't give me no little white kid playing with a gun. Then found where his father keep the guns and then actually shot himself. I need a story of a white kid, just one, for the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of ones of black kids. I'm asking for one where a white kid was in a white neighborhood and somebody coming through shooting at some other white people hit him or her and killed them while they were outside in their house or whatever. I need that story pronto. You guys are delinquent. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the PayPal. Make sure you hit the Cash App. PayPal Super Chat. Treat these like lives. Hit that Super Chat. Because I asked you guys for this story and y'all haven't been able to give it to me. So the least you can do is hit that Super Chat.
The little girl shot Monday night in North Minneapolis has died. Anaya Allen was only 6 years old. She was shot in the head while sitting in a vehicle. Marielle Mose joins us from HCMC where Anaya died this morning. Marielle.
Shayla, so we're here outside the hospital where loved ones, family members, friends, just supporters have been gathering all morning to be there for the family of 6-year-old Anaya Allen after she took her final breaths earlier today. We're told that she was fighting extremely hard over the last few days to try to survive her gunshot injury to the head, but unfortunately did not overcome those injuries. I want to take you back to how she initially was shot a few days ago. It happened Monday night around 11 o'clock in the Falwell neighborhood in North Minneapolis along Penn Avenue North. We're told that she was riding along in her family's car with her mom, and they were coming back from McDonald's when bullets started going off near her North Minneapolis home, and one of them hit Anaya in the head. We're told.
Remember when McDonald's used to be a good thing? It still is for 87% of America. Taking your kids to McDonald's still is a beautiful thing. But for that 13%, a trip to McDonald's could turn deadly. Not for the parent, though. For the kid. Wow. I just did a story. The little girl at Chicago Popeyes got shot. The other day, it was Sunday at a Popeyes in Chicago. 2-year-old girl. Going out to get something to eat is dangerous for 13% of the population.
We're told that she was riding along in her family's car with her mom, and they're coming back from McDonald's when bullets started going off near her North Minneapolis home, and one of them hit Anaya in the head. We're told she was very loved by her family and especially her grandparents. We talked to them here earlier this morning, and I want to show you this picture of her and her grandpa. They tell me that she was a loving girl.
What do you think this brother's going through right now? Look at that brother, man. Could you imagine? What is this brother going through right now? The pain. Told you they just pouring pain sauce all over the whole entire country. Brothers, the same group of people we protested for a year. And this is the thanks we get after making you the biggest victim in the history of the world. This is how you going to repay America and repay even especially the black community? You know this brother was with that Black Lives Matter crap. You know he was worried about he from Minneapolis. He a black person from Minneapolis. Enough said. He's a black person from Minneapolis.
And I want to show you this picture of her and her grandpa. They tell me that she was a loving girl, bubbly, always kind, and always forgiving, and that she loved her pet cat named Legend. While her parents didn't have the strength to talk to us today for obvious reasons, her grandma Allen did find the strength to come share some thoughts with us. She wants people to know how they're gonna remember her sweet little granddaughter, and they also hope that whoever's responsible for shooting her granddaughter will find the compassion in the heart to turn themselves in.
It was senseless. You know, they just keep shot 2 other babies out here, and they're constantly killing our babies. That's not right. They deserve to live.
All right, Grandma. Who is they? We can't be the only channel, the only place in the world where people can find out who they is. Who's they in the Asian attacks? Who's they in the anti-Semitic attacks? Who's they in the black-on-black crime? Who's they when the white liberals get knocked over in the street? Who? It's all somebody else got to start backing us up here with the they.
You know, they just keep shot 2 other babies out here, and they're constantly killing our babies. That's not right. They deserve to live. They deserve to live. 6 years old? No, that's not fair. She was so sweet. She loved everybody. She loved everybody. Good morning, Grandma. Good morning. I love you. She just loved everyone. She was so friendly. She didn't treat anyone mean. If you were mean to her, she still treated you nice. You know, she was just a little girl. Or she was just a lovable little angel.
Extremely difficult interview to get through because clearly a lot of heartbreak and a lot of tears are being shed here at HCMC this morning.
I gotta agree to that white woman, man. This racist white woman whose race is responsible for absolutely none of the black deaths in Minneapolis. I gotta agree with this woman. That was tough, man. God, dog, that was tough to get through that, man. Whew.
Extremely difficult interview to get through because clearly a lot of heartbreak and a lot of tears are being shed here at HCMC this morning. And there so far have been no arrests in Anaya's shooting, but this family is trying their best to persevere. They're going to be hosting a prayer vigil in that foul neighborhood along Penn Avenue North later today. Those are the only details we know so far, and we'll be sure to let you know when we know more specifics on when that prayer vigil is going to happen. And if you want to help Anaya's family with all the medical costs and the funeral costs, we also have a GoFundMe page on WCCO.com. Shayla?
Marielle Mose reporting. Thank you so much, Marielle. Anaya was the third child shot in the head in North Minneapolis in less than 3 weeks.
What? Not in the city where all this defund the police started. Not in the mecca of defund the police. Not where they chased the mayor out of the town hall meeting because he wouldn't defund the police. No way. What? And if this is one city, imagine all the cities in Black America. If this is 3 weeks in one city, if this is three weeks in the black community of Minneapolis, imagine how the murder toll for little kids is playing and making TikTok videos and poof, bullet just hit them and they dead. Riding in the car, they poof, bullet just hits them and they dead. Imagine the toll in 3 weeks nationwide in the black community.
Anaya was the third child shot in the head in North Minneapolis in less than 3 weeks. 9-year-old Trinity was shot Saturday night while jumping on a trampoline. And 10-year-old LaDavian was shot April 30th while riding in his parents' vehicle. Trinity and LaDavian are being treated at North Memorial Hospital in rooms right next to each other. Stay with WCCO 4 News for continuing coverage of what the city is doing to try to stop the gun violence.
The head of the Minneapolis Homicide Unit told longtime peace activist KG Wilson that they have a half dozen detectives working to find who killed his granddaughter. And Wilson renewed his call to the killer. Turn yourself in.
You got 24 hours to turn yourself in.
In a press conference,
I told you, that's what I want to see. Time to start fighting back, man. These thugs, this, I mean, like, damn, it been time, but this is ridiculous, man. All this, I'm going to pray for the dudes that shot. Nah, man. All this, please turn yourself in. Nah, man. Salute to this brother. I salute you. I salute you, man. I salute you, brother. I salute you. This is what a real black man is like. I salute you, brother.
You got 24 hours to turn yourself in.
In a press conference outside Hennepin County Medical Center, the head of the Minneapolis Police Homicide Unit, Lieutenant Richard Zimmerman, expressed support for longtime peace activist KG Wilson.
When there's a murder that happens in Minneapolis, who's there to pray with the families, to help the families? KG. And KG needs the community's help right now so that we can find who did this and bring them to justice.
KG's granddaughter, Anaya Allen, was shot in the head while eating a McDonald's Happy Meal.
I pray to God that brother wasn't no Black Lives Matter activist, man. Look at this little girl, man. Just as cute as the day is long, just as full of life. I believe everything that Grandma said about her, man. Just beaming with life. The nigga shot her in the head. He just out somewhere in the community, just sleeping. Probably sleeping with some woman, laid up in some woman's house, having a good old time, eating good, with not a care in the world, on Instagram, taking pictures with a bunch of money and whatever these thugs do. Just walking around. It's a nigga. The nigga who shot her in the head is just living his best life. He ain't worried about nothing.
KG's granddaughter, Anaya Allen, was shot in the head while eating a McDonald's Happy Meal Monday night near 36 and Penn Avenue in North Minneapolis.
You murdered our loved one. One of the most beautiful little girls probably ever here in Minneapolis. Could have been one of our future leaders. I definitely was trying to train her up to be one of the future community leaders, leading her by example. I would not want her to see me like this today.
KG says this murder has changed him. As he stood with Anaya's other grandfather, Antreese Cease, he expressed frustration that the community doesn't seem as outraged as they do following deaths caused by police.
I've been saying this for a long time, man. Fuck them crackheads that keep fighting with police and get killed. Fuck them niggas. Stop fighting with the goddamn police, especially if you've been to jail 30, 40 times already. You just going back for your 41st time, your 31st time. And if you get killed, so what? Who cares? I don't care. I don't care. I ain't no, man, he still ain't deserve to die. That nigga deserve to die. If you gonna take a goddamn cop taser and shoot him with it, you deserve to die. If they got you in a squad car and you fight your way out, then you deserve to die. If you got a knife and you disobeying orders, you reaching under the seat, you deserve to die. And if you don't, I don't even care. And I ain't even arguing. That's my stance and that's it. I'm not debating that. If you feel otherwise, that's you. Don't try to change my mind. Especially in the comment section of a little girl like this that got shot in the head. And she only one of 3 little kids that got shot in the head in this one city in 3 weeks. And you got mothers lining up in front of corner stores trying to put hard-working people out of business. And that's their answer to the gun violence?
Respect what Black Lives Matter do as an organization or a movement, but when is Black Lives gonna matter to us? When we do something to us.
KG says the shooter or shooters have 24 hours to turn themselves in, or he and his supporters will find them.
You murdered our loved one, a 6-year-old baby, a precious little girl. You murdered her. I don't want nobody to feel what we feel right now. How can you live with yourself?
We've got half a dozen detectives working on this case, and I hope to get some resolution for you.
Okay.
I hope to. All right.
And so we don't have a lot of other details about the investigation itself. I will say, after reporting yesterday in that area, there are a lot of cameras around that intersection. But as KG Wilson and Lieutenant Zimmerman said, they're looking for tips to help solve this. Back to you.
Oh, Lou, well, we pray the community steps up to help him out because, my goodness, that is just so heartbreaking to listen to. Thank you.